Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom L'Kol.
Shabbat Shalom L'Kol.
You may be seated. Giving all praises, all honor, showing respect and loyalty to the supreme intellect, the God of our forefathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Yitzchak, the God of Yisrael. We say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I hope and pray that you all are feeling well today.
Amen.
Today is the Holy Shabbat day. We thank the Most High God for giving us a day that we can rest our minds and our bodies.
Amen.
Even though at the end of the Holy Shabbat, I'm just as tired as I am wiring up a house, because praising God takes work.
Amen.
That's right, if you're doing it the right way. Because we always want to be on time, so we wake up early as if we were going to work, because we're working for the Most High God. It's a beautiful thing, and when we sing and we dance and we drum, by the end of Shabbat, you tired, like, ooh, we put in a good workout today. So we thank the Most High God for allowing us the ability to do those things.
Torah.
It's a wonderful thing. I love this day. I hope you all are feeling good. Today's portion is called Korach. Korach. And we're going to talk about a lot of things in this portion today. You know what? This book is, let me use my book.
You have it?
There's a lot of information in this portion. We're going to talk about rebellion. We're going to talk about how the Most High God looks out for his people. We're going to talk about anger. And we're going to talk about why you should never play yourself.
Right.
Why you should never test the Most High God. You know, when I read things like this and we talk about those Israelites that came out of Egypt, one thing you have to understand is that we had a mental disability. We must have had, because the things that we did and how we tried the Most High God time and time and time again makes me realize that something just wasn't right. We wasn't right up here. We couldn't have been. You know, and we're going to read about a great man also, because this man Moshe, for whatever reason, he loved his people. And it said he was the meekest man on earth. I don't know if I can even compare him to anyone living right now, because I don't think we understand this type of humility that this man obtained. So let's get into it. We're in the book of Bamidbar, which is Numbers. We're in the 16th chapter, in the first verse. Hallelujah.
We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 16, starting from verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Now Korah, the son of Iskar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, with Datan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab and On, the sons of Pelet, sons of Reuben, took men. And they rose up in face of Moshe, with certain of the children of Israel, 250 men. They were princes of the congregation, the elect men of the assembly, men of renown.
Yes, let's stop right there. Because these weren't ordinary men.
Nope.
These were men that had titles. These were men that had respect amongst the children of Yisrael. These weren't laymen. These were princes. But you know what happens with us a lot of the time? There's this thing called jealousy. This thing called envy. And this thing that my Abba used to say, chief-itis. You know, and when you get bit by the bug, it takes hold of you. And just how it happened then, it's happening today in 2022. And we're going to talk about it. Tamshi.
And they assembled themselves together against Moshe and against Aharon, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and Yahweh is among them. Wherefore then lift up ye up yourselves above the assembly of Yahweh?
Yeah, Moses, who made you chief? Everybody is holy.
Right.
We didn't give you that position. Who made you, ruler of us, over us? These men, and like I said, these were already men that had, had props, so to speak.
Status.
People knew who they want. Status. Rich men. But nah. We always want to be the leader of something. We always want to be the head. In every organization, every Israelite organization that I know of has always been fighting to fight, who's going to be the leader. That's what people want to know. Well, who's going to lead? Why you just can't be a helper? There's nothing wrong with just being a helper, being that guy, being that woman. But everybody want to lead, and nobody likes the one who is on top. Time sheet.
And when Moshe heard it, he fell upon his face.
Stop. So, again, like I said, this man Moshe, he was very humble. He was a unique man. He loved his people. He felt for his people, because Moshe understood that these people are crazy. These people need help. Most High is going to kill these people if I don't intervene. Moshe, with his humility, these men came, stood up in his face. Yo, Moses, and it wasn't as nice as he's reading it, but they stepped to him. They stepped to him. Intimidation. They try to intimidate him and Aharon. Right? But Moshe did this. He fell on his face and took the humble route. You know why he did that? Because he knew the Most High God would kill these people to defend me. Because you're not going against me, you're going against the Most High. Tamshi.
And he spoke unto Korach and unto all his company, saying, In the morning Yahweh will show who are his, who is holy, and he will cause him to come near unto him, even him whom he may choose, will he cause to come near unto him.
See, and that's the thing, because Moses, in his humility, he was probably smiling like, you don't even know. You don't even know that this God is going to fight for me. So listen, let me show you my humility. Let me bow before you. And by this time tomorrow, we're going to know what's what. Time sheet.
This do. Take you census, Korah, and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense upon them before Yahweh tomorrow. And it shall be, that the man whom Yahweh doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi. And Moshe said unto Korah, Hear now, ye sons of Levi, is it but a small thing unto you that the God of Israel have separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself?
See,
to do
Go ahead, finish that
to
off.
do the service of the tabernacle of Yahweh, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them? And that he hath brought thee near, and all thy brethren the sons of Levi with thee? And will ye seek the priesthood also?
What more do you want?
Right.
You got the best of everything. Is it a light thing that the Most High God chose Levi? That he chose you from all the people? Moshe is trying to reason with him, but he understands that you greedy, man.
Yeah.
You just want it all. And you taking that light that the Most High God chose you from all the tribes, giving you the best of the best, but no, you want the priesthood too, right? Time sheet.
Therefore, thou and all thy company that are together, gathered together against Yahweh. And as to Aharon, what is he that ye murmur against him?
Yeah, what he do to you? See, that's our problem. And we the same people now. We're the same people we were back then to now. This is all relative. You know, we all know people like this, don't we? Yeah, we all know people like this. They just never satisfy. I want more. I want more. Because I need you to go up there, and I want to be recognized too. You know, if I don't get a chance to speak at Unity Shabbat, I'm going to feel away. I'm going to feel away. I'm going to be offended because, you know, I'm not just a chief, but I'm a Nasi chief Kohen. So you got to call me, and I need 5 to 10 minutes to speak in front of the people. You know, and your feelings get hurt. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't. We was too busy praising God. I'm sorry. We'll get you on the next one. Yeah. And then they talk about you for a whole year until the next Unity Shabbat. You're not that important. Nobody is that important, especially when you're talking about God. Nobody is that important. But that's how we are. When you get bit by the bug, you know, that chief-itis, and you walk in a place and where's the chief seats? I got to sit in the front so the people could see me. And I'm going to walk in front of the camera so everybody can see my garment because, you know, this is a chiefly garment. We just be feeling ourselves way too much. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and me, I'm listening. Whatever you want to be called, I'll call you whatever you want to be called. You know what I mean? The greatest prince of the leaves of the trees of the forest and the bees. I don't care what you want to be called. I'll call you whatever you want to be called. But in my mind, I know you're a clown. Right. Nobody is that important. The great man Moshe didn't have no title. Let's read.
Verse 12. And Moshe sent to call Datan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and they said, we will not come up. Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness? But thou must needs make thyself also a prince over us?
See, now they just being rebellious. Nah, I'm not going. I don't got to respect you. Who are you? You don't summons me, Moses. You don't come for me. I call you. You know people like that. Who does he think he is? And this is Datan and Abiram. He talking like, yo, man, who you think he is? Who is Moses?
It's crazy.
He ever do anything for us, man? I don't got to listen to what he said. I'm not going up there. Some sheep.
Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, nor given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Wilt thou put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up.
All these things that you promised us, Moses. The great Moses. Where's all those things you were talking about? A land flow with milk and honey. We in the wilderness, Moses. All the signs and the wonders that the Most High God showed them coming up out of Egypt. And all we do was turn around and murmur and talk bad and this and this. And we missed the onions and the garlic. And at least they gave us fish when we was in Egypt. I ain't had fish in how long? Yeah, but you had that whip on your back too. Yeah. You forgot about that because they healed. And now our memory, you know, we have the worst memory of all the peoples of the earth. Because the crack of the whip is not on your back no more. You forgot. Yeah. You forgot what that felt like because you got a little comfortable. Yeah. You know, your wounds healed up. So now it's, you know, whatever, Moses. I ain't got to do what you said. Some sheep.
And Moshe was very wroth and said unto Yahweh, respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them.
I didn't do nothing to these people. Respect not their offering. And the Most High God loved Moshe so much, that was his humble servant. He said, don't respect their offering. Because I didn't do nothing to these people. All I did was, everything that you told me to do, was try to lead them. Respect not their offering. Tamshi.
And Moshe said unto Korach, be thou and all thy congregation before Yahweh, thou and they in Aharon tomorrow, and take ye every man his fire pan, and put incense upon them, and bring ye before Yahweh every man his fire pan, 250 fire pans.
Okay, so now Moshe did get angry, because he's still a man. Moshe got angry with the people, but when it came to the Most High wanting to slay us, that's when Moshe said, no, please, Yah, don't slay these people. Even when God told him, he said, I'll make a nation out of you. I'll kill all these people. We would have been Mosesites. What did Moshe say? He said, no, please, Yah. Now, if he wasn't so humble, he'd have been like, that has a nice ring to it. Yeah. The Mosesites. Yes. You know, but he didn't do that. Tamshi. Now, 250 census, I'm sorry. I'm going to do that a lot to him because that's what I do. Right? 250 census, every man his fire pan, put incense, and come before the Most High. Right? 250 of well-renowned princes and chiefs. I'm talking about, these are bad hombres, big man them, right? This wasn't the pool boy. Tamshi.
250 fire pans, thou also and Aharon each his fire pan. And they took every man his fire pan, and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood at the door of the tent of meeting with Moshe and Aharon. And Korach assembled all the congregation against them unto the door of the tent of meeting. And the glory of Yahweh appeared unto all the congregation.
These men, they wanted to fall on Moshe and Aharon. No, I need 12. Elimelech, can you grab my tea? These men wanted to fall on Aharon and Moshe. They wanted to cause bodily harm to them. We all know haters like that. They don't even understand why they don't like you.
Right.
I just don't like you so much that I want to punch you in your face. You don't know nothing about me. I don't do nothing good for you, nor bad. What are you hating people for? Because he dressed nice? Because he got a nice crease in his pants? Because he drive a nice car? You envy him because he got a wife and kids and all of those things that you don't have? Or maybe he got his family in order and you just hate that about him because your wife is the thorn in your side. Just find something to hate and you just can't deal with it. People are going to hate you for no reason. But if the Most High God is with you, they can't touch you.
That's a fact.
Can't touch you. Tamshi.
And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe and unto Aharon, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment.
In a moment.
And they fell upon their faces and said, O Yah, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation?
You see, Moshe and Aharon understood that the Most High God does not play games. So when he said, separate yourselves, they already knew what it was. Yep. They knew what time it was. They got on they fell on their faces. Please, Yah, don't kill these people. Tamshi.
And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the dwelling of Korach, Datan, and Abiram. And Moshe rose up and went unto Datan and Abiram, and the elders of Yisrael followed him.
Because the Most High God said, enough is enough, Moshe. Remove yourself. I love you, Moshe. You're my humble servant, but move out the way.
Yep. It's time.
Yeah. Because there's only so much the Most High is going to deal with. You know? And like you said, this is your cup. Your cup of sin is empty. And they just kept adding to it and adding to it. Your cup runneth over at this point. Slika Moshe, move out the way. If you don't move, Moshe, you're going to fall right in there with them. Remove yourself. Tamshi.
And he spoke unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be swept away in all their sins.
Touch nothing of theirs, because guess what? Their possessions, their family, all their belongings are going down with them. They say you can't take nothing with you. Well, now in this case, they got to take everything with them.
Yep.
Tamshi.
So they got them up from the dwelling of Korach, Datan, and Abiram on every side. And Datan and Abiram came out and stood at the door of their tents with their wives and their sons and their little ones.
They wasn't just moving, but it was like, oh, move away from them? Oh, okay. Come, y'all get over there. Move, move, move. They running away from them because this thing is about to go down. What's about to go down? They don't know, but we about to find out. Tamshi.
And Moshe said, hereby ye shall know that Yahweh hath sent me to do all these works, and that I have not done them of my own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, and be visited after the visitation of all men, then Yahweh have not sent me.
Now imagine being on the receiving end of that. As Moshe was saying that, they shaking in their boots because they don't know what's coming. Repeat that again.
If these men die the common death of all men, and be visited after the visitation of all men, then Yahweh have not sent me. But if Yahweh make a new thing. And the ground opened her mouth and swallowed them up with all that appertain unto them.
Yeah, and they looking around. Okay, keep reading.
And they go down alive into the pit. Then ye shall understand that these men have despised Jehovah.
Wow.
And it came to pass as he made an end of.
So hold on a second. The Moshe came up with these words on his own. The Most High God never told him, this is what I'm going to do. Moshe said, if you do a new thing, because I'm going to prove to you that this is the Most High God's work. This is his instruction. This is his plans.
Right.
I don't control any of this. The Most High God put Moshe in that position. So now, if these men die on normal death, go, the way of the world, like all men and women, right? Then our God is not real. This is for fake.
Right.
But yeah, do a new thing. Show these people, these murmuring, filthy, ungrateful, spoiled people. Do a new thing and open up the earth. They never seen nothing like that before. That hasn't happened since when? Since Noah. Right? When the Most High God opened up the earth. So now do a new thing, y'all. And let's see what it is. Time sheet.
And it came to pass as he made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground did cleave asunder that was under them. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and all the men that appertained unto Korach and all their goods.
Everything.
So they, and all that appertained to them, went down alive into the pit. And the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the assembly.
They took everything with them. Like I said, they say, oh, you can't take that with you when you go. Well, they took everything. They took the house, the kitchen sink. They took the dogs, the pets. They took everything.
And all Yisrael that were round about them fled at the cry of them, for they said,
of course they did.
Lest the earth swallow us up. And fire came forth from Yahweh and devoured the 250 men that offered the incense.
Those 250 men thought they was getting off? Y'all didn't think y'all was getting off that easy, right? Imagine this scene. People are running and fleeing for their lives. These people are scared. And fire came and devoured those 250 men that offered incense. But that wasn't just regular fire. That was holy fire. And we're going to see right now.
Chapter 17. Hallelujah.
Hold on. Hallelujah. So it reminds me of the two sons of Aharon, Nadav and Abihu, right? When they died, the Most High God said, yeah, take them out of those garments. Those are holy garments, right? Those garments are still good. I don't know what kind of fire that was, if it was electricity or whatever it was. But no, you're going to take those garments. Time sheet.
And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Eleazar the son of Aharon the priest, that he take up the fire pans out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder, for they are become holy.
Because they're holy now. That was a holy fire that just happened.
Even the fire pans of these men who have sinned at the course of their lives, and let them be made beaten plates for a covering of the altar, for they are become holy, because they were offered before Jehovah, that they may be a sign unto the children of Israel.
A sign of what? A sign of our rebellion once again. A sign of, remember, when you see it, oh yeah, let me not do that. I remember when you would become an old man. You remember when you was like 7 years old and the ground opened up? Like, yeah, man, that was crazy. You remember that was the, they put that cover on the altar as a remembrance. We had a lot of things. We had so many rebellions that we can't even keep count. We did more bad than good. If you read this Tanakh. Am I lying? Time sheet.
And Eleazar the priest took the brazen fire pans which they that were burnt had offered, and they beat them out for a covering of the altar to be a memorial unto the children of Israel, to the end that no common man that is not of the seed of Aharon draw near to burn incense before Yahweh.
That's the key. That's the key. So now we get into the nitty gritty, right? Because the common man, who is the common man? Are we talking about non-Israelites here?
No.
No. We're talking about Shimon. We're talking about Yehuda. We're talking about Reuven, Gad, Naphtali, Dan, Asher, all of these tribes. And guess what? We're even talking about Levi.
That's right.
Because if they didn't come out the seed of Aharon, then they were what you call a sar, a stranger. You couldn't do certain work. If you wasn't from the family of the Kohathites, you couldn't go into that temple, into that holy place. No, you had the 10 pins. If my job was 10 pins, I did 10 pins. I wasn't sneaking in to go see the altar, take a peek. No, you're going to get fried. Tamshik.
That he feared not as Korach and as his company, as Jehovah spoke unto him by the hand of Moshe.
Right.
But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moshe.
What you mean?
Against Aaron.
No.
Saying, ye have killed the people of Jehovah.
That was like a month later though, right?
On the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moshe and against
You see what
Aaron.
I'm saying? Is that not something wrong? Is something wrong up here? You have to realize that there's something wrong up here. On the morrow. You mean in the 24-hour period, that fear didn't last? What you saw yesterday didn't bring you into the next day and say, oh no, I'm good. Moshe, you lead us. You talk to God and you save us. No. They murmured the very next day. Tamshik.
And it came to pass, when the congregation was assembled against Moshe and against Aharon, that they looked toward the tent of meeting, and behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of Jehovah appeared.
See, now the thing is, the people blame Moshe, but they needed to blame themselves. Yes, Moshe was the one speaking because they couldn't hear the Most High God. It said, Most High said, I talk what with Moshe? Pay. So mouth to mouth, they have conversations. But they wasn't murmuring against Moses. You murmuring against the Most High God. And you coming up against him, trying to intimidate him, put fear in Moses. That's not going to work with the servant of God, especially if the Most High God is on your side. Everyone in here can tell a story of how the Most High God saved them from something, right?
That's right.
Or someone. When the Most High God is on your side, they can't touch you. Man, I could tell so many stories, man. I could tell stories. Tamshik.
And Moshe and Aharon came to the front of the tent of meeting. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment.
Old Pa'am. Y'all know what old Pa'am means? Once again? He said, get you up from this congregation that I may consume them in a moment. I'm not playing with these people no more. The Most High God is not playing with us. Because we just keep doing the same thing over and over and over. And what's the meaning of that? What does that mean? It's insanity, right? Doing the same thing and expecting different results. Isn't that the meaning of insanity? We must have been insane. We must be insane now because we do it now. We do it now. Tamshik.
And they fell upon their faces, and Moshe said unto Aaron, take thy fire pan and put fire therein from off the altar, and lay incense thereon, and carry it quickly unto the congregation, and make atonement for them. For there is wrath going out from Jehovah. The plague is begun. Because
Moshe understood that every transgression that we were doing against the Most High God, he's getting angrier and angrier and angrier. But the Most High God respected Moshe, and he had respect for Aharon. Let's read.
And Aharon took as Moshe spoke, and ran into the midst of the assembly, and beheld the plague was begun among the people. And he put on the incense and made atonement for the people. And he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed.
So he took He took his fire pan, Aharon, and he ran into the middle of the congregation, because guess what was happening? Bodies were dropping instantly. When Most High God said, he said, move yourself. He said that I may consume them in a moment, like nothing. I take 50,000 in a moment. It's nothing. He said, move yourself, Moshe, so that I may consume them. And he ran. He said, Aharon, go grab your thing and get over there. Aharon went running, put the fire in there, and he wasn't walking as holy. And no, it's time to work. He's moving. These people are about to die because they play too many games. Tamshi.
Now they that died by the plague were 14,700.
14,700 in a moment. Y'all want to play with the Most High? The things, you know, and when you read stuff like this, but it's really not hard to fathom, because I know our people, they blame Moshe for everything. And I realize that we are the same people, you know, from ancient days that we are today. And we just, I don't know what it's going to take for us to get out of that mindset. And get out of the mindset that, you know, to know that the Most High God is not playing with us. He will kill you. You want to talk about the Most High God is love, and God loves, and He loves, and God created good, He created evil.
That's right.
He created it all. So if He want to destroy you, He'll destroy you. He will kill you.
That's right.
Or He can save you and dust you off. I was having a conversation with someone, and they were telling me how the Most High God saved them, and how they said, I was trash. That's what they called themselves. They said, I was trash. I did this, and thus. And God said, okay, trash, let me dust you off and put you over here. You're no longer trash anymore. The Most High God will take you up out of any situation, clean you off, and now you talking about Torah Yah. Never thought you'd be saying those words, because yesterday was just JC marrying Joseph. Right? Tamshi.
Besides them that died about the matter of Korach, and Aharon returned unto Moshe unto the door of the tent of meeting, and the plague was stayed. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and take of them rods, one for each father's house, of all their princes according to their father's houses, 12 rods. Thou shalt write every man's name upon his rod, and thou shalt write Aharon's name upon the rod of Levi. For there shall be one rod for the head of their father's houses.
Because now, why does the Most High God have to keep proving Himself? The Most High God don't need to prove Himself. But we keep testing and testing. So now He's going to say, okay, because we are a tangible people, we always need something to see, something to hold. That's just us. The fact that we can't see the Most High God, but we witness His greatness. He said, okay, of every tribe, we're going to take a rod. We're going to put these things aside, and let's see what happens. And
thou shalt lay them upon, and thou shalt lay them up in the tent of meeting before the testimony where I will meet with you. And it shall come to pass that the man whom I shall choose, his rod shall bud, and I will make to cease from me the murmurs of the children of Israel, which they murmur against you.
Okay, you're gonna take regular rods and you're gonna make them to bud. Like these are not cheap parlor tricks. The Most High God will do whatever He wants to do. He said, Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. What does that mean? I will be
that which I will be.
What I'm going to be. I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing. I may come in the form of a man. I may come in the form of whatever messenger that I send. I may come in the form of a speaking donkey. I can come in whatever form I want to. Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. Don't worry about that. He said, my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts.
That's right.
You know, you got a small part to play in this thing that we call life. Don't worry yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously. Tamshi.
And Moshe spoke unto the children of Israel, and all their princes gave him rods, for each prince one, according to their father's houses, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aharon was among their rods. And Moshe laid up the rods before Yahweh in the tent of the testimony. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moshe went into the tent of the testimony, and behold, the rod of Aharon for the house of Levi was budded and put forth buds and bloom blossoms and bore ripe almonds.
So this stick, 12 sticks, right? This could have been a rod that Aharon walked with, you know, like a walking stick, a cane, almost, you know. We love, you know, I don't know if you know, but we love that. Even if there's nothing wrong with our leg, we just like a, you know. And this thing had flowers. It bud. It had almonds on them. You ever see an almond tree? Man, it's beautiful. I was in Israel and I was just like taking off almonds. Yeah, that's a real almond. And just imagine this stick that he had, you know, it just blossomed. The Most High God can do anything that he wants to do. You know, we don't see things like that in this day, right? These people were witnessing miracles. How you see a cloud cover the tent, and then at night it turned into fire, the appearance of fire. And whenever that moved, you moved. They were seeing different things than we see here. What do we see? People get amazed. Oh, it's a blood moon. Ooh. That was nothing compared to what they were seeing. Tamshi.
And Moshe brought out all the rods from before Yahweh unto all the children of Israel.
Yeah, let them see it.
And they looked and took every man his rod. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, put back the rod of Aharon before the testimony, to be kept there for a token against the rebellious children.
Another token of the rebellion, the rod of Aharon, right? So every man come and they looking, they like, I think I see a bud right there, Moses. What's that?
Nothing.
No? No. The Most High God chose Aharon in the house of Levi. So that's the reason why Levi is very important. When you choose the tribe of Levi, and until the Most High God let it be known that my father and my brothers are not Levi, we're going to continue to act like Levites and do what Levites do. And if you have the tribe of Levi on your back, you better act like it. Until the Most High God say, because he might tell us tomorrow, oh no, you're not from Levi. You are Naphtali. Torah YAH. Until then, I'm Levi. Tamshi.
That there may be an end, see God, that there may be made an end of their murmurings against me, that they die not. Thus did Moshe as Jehovah commanded him, so did he.
Right.
And the children of Israel spoke unto Moshe, saying, behold, we perish, we are undone, we are all undone. Everyone that cometh near unto the tabernacle of Yahweh is to die.
Yeah, because they scared.
Perish.
They scared now. You should have been scared before. Y'all didn't watch Miriam turn white?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't seen all these things.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to turn white. All these different things, these signs and these wonders that the Most High God did, and these punishments, punishment after punishment after punishment. And now they're saying everyone has come near and they, oh, we shall surely die. You brought us out here to die, Moses. Why? At least Pharaoh's, he fed us, man. You giving us bread from the sky, and we got to go get our own bread. And anything that you could think of. The Most High God give you tasty bread. He seasoned it for you. It was sweet. Like, what more do you want? Like Tariq, what more do you want from me? You know? Tamshi.
And Yahweh said unto Aharon, thou and thy sons in thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood.
So now we are being introduced to the priesthood, because, and it says, you shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood. This was not a light thing. The priesthood because we just saw Nadab and Abihu get killed on the 8th day. They just finished being consecrated. Most High God is not playing. He's not playing with the priests. He's not playing with the Levites. And he sure is not playing with those of you who are not from the tribe of Levi. Time sheet.
And thy brethren also the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father, bring down near with thee, that they may be joined unto thee, and minister unto thee, thou and thy sons with thee, being before the tent of the testimony. And they shall keep the charge and the charge of all the tent. Only they shall not come nigh unto the holy furniture and unto the altar, that ye die not, that they die not, neither they nor ye. And they shall be joined unto thee, and kept the charge, and keep the charge of the tent of meeting, whatsoever the service of the tent may be. But a common man shall not draw nigh unto you. And ye shall keep the charge of the holy things and the charge of the altar, that there be wrath no more upon the children of Israel.
Right. So we had certain jobs that had to be done. Like I said, you had Gershon, you had Kohath, you had Merari. Everyone had their specific duties, and everyone had to stick to that. So there was no rebellion. The Merarites could not say, hey, Aharon, I want to do that. Why are you always offering up the... No, it was none of that. None of that rebellion within the tribe of Levi. Everybody knew their portion. Everybody had, you know, their job to do. Zehu. It's not like it is today. Everybody want to be the man or the woman. Everyone, you know, everybody want to do something. You know, these days, all you could do, you know, how many people we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yo, I'm get y'all to rally with me. Get 10 people to rally with me. Like, yo, I'm about to start my own congregation. I'm about to do this. I need y'all to get my back. Right? And then Chief Meku says, you know what? He got 10 people. I got 16 people. We're going to start our own congregation. And we're going to come, you know what? I need the best Hebrew word to, you know, it's going to be the best sounding congregation in the whole universe. So now we got a congregation over there. We got one over here. Why? Because I can lead this people. I'm worthy. I can do this. And we just keep going in a circle, in a circle. And the Most High God is looking like, look at these fools here. Are these my holy people? Are these the people that's supposed to be teaching the nations my law? Right. Where's the unity? The only unity we think about is unity Shabbat. Because then I could come with my congregation. Come on, y'all 10. Where's my 10 at? Oh, man, there's only 8. Somebody got lost. Nobody know what's going on. That's us. We got to stop it's commotion. It's confusion. And it's sad because I realize and I recognize the insanity of our people. It makes no sense. Tamshi.
And I, behold, I have taken your brethren the Levites from among the children of Israel. For you they are given as a gift unto Yahweh to do the service of the tent of meeting.
Right. So the Most High God took the Levites and gave them to the high priest as a gift. They will work for you. You will command them, and they will do what you tell them to do. That is your gift. And with that gift came so much. So we all know that the Levites didn't have an inheritance, right? And we're going to read about that. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But the Most High God didn't forget about them. They just had a specific job. We didn't have a Levite town. You had 3 cities, and those were what?
Cities of
the cities of refuge, right? And that was run by the high priest, right? And if you went in that city of refuge because you were running from something, when could you leave there?
When the high priest died.
When the high priest died. But other than that, we didn't have any towns. Now, we had towns where they knew, like, for instance, the hill country of Ephraim. It's known that it was a big population of Lewi there, right? Because we read that throughout the Tanakh. Time sheet.
And thou and thy sons with thee shall keep your priesthood and everything that pertaineth to the altar, and to that within the veil, and ye shall serve. Right. I give you the priesthood as a service of gift. And the common man that draweth nigh shall be put to death.
Right.
And Yahweh spoke unto Aharon and I, behold, I have given thee the charge of my heave offering, even all the hallowed things of the children of Israel. Unto thee have I given them for a consecrated portion, and to thy sons as a due forever. This shall be thine of the most holy things, reserved from the fire. Every offering of theirs, even every meal offering of theirs, and every sin offering of theirs, and every guilt offering of theirs, which they may render unto me, shall be most holy for thee and for thy son.
So the Most High God is telling them, so whenever these offerings were done, yes, you come and you offer whatever it is that you're offering, if it's your meal offering or if it's from the cattle, that went to the priests and to the Levites. The Most High God is not eating. And like he said, if he wanted to eat, he's not going to tell you he's hungry. So no, those things went to the priests and to the Levites. Tamshi.
In the most holy place shalt thou eat thereof. Every male may eat thereof. It shall be holy unto thee.
Right.
And this is thine. The heave offering of their gift, even all the wave offerings of the children of Israel. I have given them unto thee and to thy sons and to thy daughters with thee as a due forever. Everyone that is clean in thy house may eat thereof. And that's
the key too, because you can't just give this, you know, yes, I'm bringing it home, but you have to be clean to eat these things, because this is holy, you know, food. Tamshi.
All the best of the oil and all the best of the wine and of the corn, the first part of them which they give unto Yahweh to thee, have I given them.
Right. So now, every time we had harvest and people bought their first fruits, the first of their corn, the first of the whatever they were growing on their properties, that first went where? To the Levites. It said you give it to the Most High God, but the Most High God chose Levi to accept these things on the people's behalf. So on top of that, and we're going to read, and let me not get ahead. Tamshi.
The first ripe fruits of all that is in their land, which they bring unto Yahweh, shall be thine.
Right, because we didn't have any land, we didn't have any territories, so that we could say, okay, I'm bringing this up. So the Most High God, and I am getting ahead of myself. Tamshi.
Everyone that is clean in thy house may eat thereof. Everything devoted in Yisrael shall be thine.
Right.
Everything that openeth the womb of all flesh, which they offer unto Yahweh, both of man and beast, shall be thine.
What a blessing. So the priests, the high priests, they get the best of it all. The best of it all. And that's probably where the jealousy came from. You know, when you see the priests giving all these gifts and they get the best of the best, you had to bring your best. If you, Mikael, were growing grapes, you couldn't say, oh man, these are some beautiful grapes. I'm going to take the best of this and I'm going to put it to the side for myself, right? And I'm going to take, these raggedy grapes. I'm going to bring these up to the Levites. Now you're playing yourself. You bring your first fruits, your best, you bring to the Most High, right? Because I'm sure you had a lot of grapes, you know, but you want to be accepted before the Most High. That's your offering. You didn't bring the cattle that you know, if you know, my son was out there tending the sheep and a wild dog got to it and bit it on his leg. It got a little limp, but it's still a beautiful animal. You're not bringing that up to the Most High God. God said, no, I want perfection. Perfection. And then when you bring it up, the Levites are going to check it anyway. We're going to look, hey, this one is maimed. Is this the best you can bring? They checked out everything. Tamshi.
Howbeit the firstborn of man shalt thou surely redeem, and the firstborn of unclean beast shalt thou redeem. And their redemption money from a month old shalt thou redeem them. Shall be according to thy evaluation 5 shekels of silver. After the shekel of the sanctuary, the same is 20 gerah.
And that's the same for rich and the poor.
But the firstling of an ox, or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat, thou shalt not redeem. They are holy. Thou shalt dash their blood against the altar, and shalt make their fat smoke for an offering made by fire, for a sweet savor unto Yahweh. And the flesh of them shall be thine as the wave breast, and as the right thigh shall be thine. All the heave offerings of the holy things which the children of Israel offer unto Yahweh have I given thee and thy sons and thy daughters with thee as a due forever. It is an everlasting covenant of salt before Yahweh unto thee and to thy seed with thee. Right.
And these things, these offerings, always, the priests always added salt to these offerings. Tom sheet.
And Yahweh said unto Aaron, thou shalt have no inheritance in their land, neither shalt thou have any portion among them. I am thy portion and thine inheritance among the children of Israel.
That's all you need. You don't need another portion. If the Most High said, I'm your portion. Tom sheet.
And unto the children of Levi, behold, I have given all the tithe in Yisrael for an inheritance, in return for their service which they serve, even the service of the tent of meeting.
And this is how the Most High God took care of the Levites, because they had a job to do, and this is how they got paid. They got paid from the other tribes, from all the people. When they bought their tenth, the Levites took their portion. Tom sheet.
And henceforth the children of Israel shall not come nigh the tent of meeting, lest they bear sin and die.
You see that? And they keep saying this. The common man, the children of Israel, they should not.
But the Levites alone shall do the service of the tent of meeting, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. And among the children of Israel they shall have no inheritance. For the tithe of the children of Israel, which they set apart as a gift unto Jehovah, I have given to the Levites for an inheritance. Therefore I have said unto them, among the children of Israel they shall have no inheritance.
Right.
And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, moreover thou shalt speak unto the Levites, and say unto them, when you take up the children of Israel the tithe which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then ye shall set apart of it a gift for Jehovah, even the tithe of the tithe.
So now what does this mean? So the Levites who were doing their duties, when you received the tithe from the people, the Levites got it, and they had to take a tithe of what they received, and they paid to the high priest a tithe of a tithe. So now you got this tenth, I have my portion, I have to take a tenth out, of course the best, and the priest, the high priest, is getting the best of the best, a tenth of the tenth. Tom sheet.
And the gift which ye set apart shall be reckoned unto you as though it were the corn of the threshing floor, and as the fullness of the winepress.
Right. So it's going to be reckoned to you as if you grew it yourself, as if you were out there plowing and, reaping and all of these things. So it's going to be the same as the person giving it. You're going to get the same blessing. The Most High God is going to look at it as a blessing. Tom sheet. Thus
ye also shall set apart a gift unto Jehovah of all your tithes which ye receive of the children of Israel. And thereof ye shall give the gift which is set apart unto Jehovah to Aharon the priest.
Right.
Out of all that is given you, ye shall set apart all of that which is due unto Jehovah, of all the best thereof, even the hollow part thereof, out of it.
Right. Again, the priests, the Levites, the workers had to take their tenth out of what they received and give it to the high priest, the highest priest. And that's his pay. That's his salary. That's how he survived and fed his family. Tom sheet.
Therefore thou shalt say unto them, when ye set apart the best thereof from it, then it shall be counted unto the Levites as the increase of the threshing floor, and as the increase of the winepress. And ye may eat it in every place ye and your households, for it is your reward in return for your service in the tent of meeting. And ye shall bear no sin by reason of it, seeing that ye have set apart from it the best thereof, and ye shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, that ye die not. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Again, those priests and those Levites, they still had a tithe to pay. So everyone had a tithe to pay. The only one who didn't have a tithe to pay was who? Was who? The high priest. So the Most High God took care of the Levites. The Levites had a job to do. Everyone had their specific duties. And that's how we ran the nation. The Most High God set this up. Moshe didn't choose himself for the job. He didn't say, no, I'm making myself leader. And that's what the people, that's what Korach and them had a problem with. Because they felt like he was taking all the limelight, the spotlight. We wanted some of that, Moshe. And that is the end of this portion. I pray that you got something out of it. I pray I didn't lead anyone astray. I would like to say something